All right. This call I wanted to host about, I'm just meeting everybody. I wanted to host it about belief because I think, we talk a lot about building the community that we've built and having like the team atmosphere where, Kelly, Laura, and I, we didn't want to have a team where it was like, you have to hit these business milestones like Success Club or Rank or else, because there are people out there are teams out there that run their team that way. And we just don't, that's not like how we don't vibe with that. If you want to hit those things, great. And that's awesome. But at the end of the day, in the beginning of this business, or even for a coach who has been in it for 6 months or a year, maybe even 2 years, who hasn't maybe hit some of those goals that they had for themselves, it can start to feel like your confidence level just continues to kind of go on this downward stroke, and it's hard to build back up from that place. So what I wanted to talk about today was how you can build confidence in this business, even if you don't have these big goals, or you're not, maybe you have those goals, like they're your kind of scary goals to hit Success Club or to go Emerald, or fill in the blank, because it's all, your business is very personal. It has nothing to do with us. So fill in the blank on whatever those goals are. But I want to help you to build confidence around getting to those goals, and not even those goals, but just this business in general. So everyone, I see everyone that gets on our calls every week or hits the weekly shout out, those people on our team are the people who are the business builders. Whether you have never sold a challenge pack, or you have never signed a coach, or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're on the calls and you participate all the time in the team page and the community and Priority Me Project or Mind, Body, Soul. So you are a business builder because at the end of the day, you're here because you want something more than just the discount. Because we have lots of discount coaches on the team, but they're not the ones showing up for the team call. Let's get real. So you guys are here because you see a vision for yourself in this business, and you want to get there someday, some way, right? So the problem with that is sometimes things get kind of challenging, they get tough. And usually when things get challenging and tough, it's because of the confidence level. And it's because there's something surrounding the belief that isn't meshing. So the belief is usually three things. It's the belief in the products, it's the belief in the company, and it's a belief in yourself. So the first two are super easy to overcome. If you have a struggle with believing in the products, then that goes back to like a vital coach behavior. You have to be a product of the product. And we're not saying like in order to sell Shakeology, you better be buying all the Shakeology in the world. That's not the case. It's just you have to have some sort of connection to Shakeology. You have to have some sort of connection to BOD. If you're a portion fixer, you have to have a connection to that. You have to have something in you that there's something that you have had change in your life because of those things. So if there's something else, any other product you're not familiar with, or you just haven't meshed well with the program yet, you see people that have had results with the program. Maybe you don't need to have a lot of results because you're already at like a very healthy, sustainable weight. Just figure out a way to grow that belief that you have in that product. If it's a new workout, or if it's BOD, maybe you don't really know, you kind of joined and you started with Morning Meltdown 100 or fill in the blank, and you've never really branched out to see what else BOD has to offer. That is what you do. You start to go in, you start to see what is in the back office, what kind of stuff is there. Be a self-learner and go discover those things. And then if it's a belief in the company that you're struggling with, come on, you guys, we have the best CEO out there. Go to Carl's Facebook page every single day. It's just, he floods his Facebook page with praise and accomplishment and awarding people for their hard work and their effort, and showing what this company is all about at the end of the day. And all of his posts, like every third post, is something to do, it's targeted to coaches. He does not really target a lot of his posts to general public. He posts for us. He posts things on his public Facebook page for us. And it's usually like, if you're not building connections and you're not building personal relationships with people, then you need to reevaluate how you're running your business. So if it's a belief in the products, go educate yourself. If it's a belief in the company, go follow Carl. Start to get more involved. Maybe you're not listening to the National Wake Up Call. Oh my God, every single week, if you need a fire relit under your ass, go listen to the National Wake Up Call, because I can be in like the shittiest mood and not want to listen to it at all. And I go listen to that National Wake Up Call, and man, my heart starts beating again faster because I'm getting excited about everything. And not even just like excited because I have these big goals of being premier and elite and 5-star diamond and, you know, whatever. But it's just like, it gets me excited about helping people, helping you guys, and helping everyone in Priority Me Project. So if you're struggling with those top 2 beliefs, those are the easy ones to overcome. The harder one to overcome in this business is the belief in yourself. And I think that's what, it's hard as, and I think Kelly and Laura, you guys would agree with this, and even Lindsay, because you've been a business builder like on a next higher level than a newer coach. When you have new coaches join, the onboarding process is not that simple, because you're working a full-time job. We're trying to have you learn all this stuff, learn the product, learn the community, learn this. And then we're also trying to be like, have confidence in yourself. It's like, it's a lot for a new coach. So how can we start to help people with the belief in themselves in the business? And so this is for you personally, but also if you start to have coaches join your team, having them go through like these steps to start to build the belief in themselves is crucial. I think sometimes we get new coaches, or we personally, as a new coach or a seasoned coach, we start to set goals, right? And then we work towards those goals and we work really hard. And then what happens? We don't reach that goal. And then it's like, well, I must suck. There's something wrong with me. I'm not doing something right. If that happens, which I think happens all the time, like a few months ago, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to hit Premier this year. I really do. I'm like so close. I've got to get a couple more points each month. I don't think I'm going to hit Premier this year. That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't define me as a coach. It doesn't define my challengers who have had such amazing results. It doesn't define this team. Our team is going to be a badass team regardless if we hit Premier this year or Elite next year. Like, I'm just looking at it a different way. But when you get so focused on that end goal and then you don't reach it, that confidence level can just plummet. But you have to look at those big goals or even small goals that you have, look at them in a different way. So don't let those, if your confidence is measured by your success and you define that success by hitting that goal, then what's going to happen to you whenever you don't? That's just a no-brainer. It's your success. You're going to perceive it as bad. You're going to say, I'm not a good coach. I've been trying this for a year. I've tried and I'm not hitting these goals. And so I'm just not good at this and I'm going to quit. Or you're a new coach and you're like, I've been doing this for 2 months and I've talked to 5 people and none of those 5 people want to join. I don't know. I must suck at this. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Because a little sidebar here, I think sometimes people get confused where, like for me, so if here I am at Diamond, right? Very close to Star Diamond. Does not matter. I don't even have a rank goal right now. It's great. It's going to happen organically, but I hit Success Club every month, sometimes 10, sometimes higher. But when I hit those numbers, it's because I'm talking to way more than 5 people in a month. So I want people to understand that, yeah, like this month I've hit Success Club 6. Last month I think I finished at 8. Last month alone, I talked to like, what's 20 times 5? That's 100, right? Times 4. I talked to like 400 people in the month. Is that the right math? I didn't do this beforehand. I don't know. It's something like that. 20 people, 5 times a day minimum. Sometimes it was even more than that. Sometimes it was up to 40. So yeah, 5 times 2 is 10. That's 100. So times 4 weeks is 400 people. So 400 to 500 people to hit Success Club 8.
Like, come on. We have nursing education. They didn't even make me take math in college. They made me take statistics. Give me a spreadsheet and I will put out a chart, but don't make me do math.
Can I whip out my calculator? But understand that hitting that number for me, hitting those Success Club numbers, I'm not just talking to 5 people. If I took last month, for example, and said after 5 people, even after 75 people, and said, well, I just asked 20 people and all of them said no, or they ghosted me, or they ignored me. So I guess
Yeah, I don't want to do either.
Well, I mean, at least you got to load multi-track.
I got it. Okay. So if I had quit, if I had let those no's define my business and define my worth and my value as a coach and what I could offer to other people, then I wouldn't still be here. I certainly wouldn't still be here after all these years of coaching if I had let every 5 people that said no to me make me feel like I'm not good at this. But what I have learned over time and what has helped me build confidence is I celebrated those small successes and those small victories. So maybe I started small and, hey, I stepped outside of my comfort zone and talked to 5 new people today. Maybe not about the business or a challenge group, but I talked to 5 new people today. Check, that's a victory. That is something that's going to go on the win side for me, and I'm going to feel great about it and do a little victory dance about it, and that's going to start to boost my confidence. And then maybe I hit a personal goal in for fitness, right? Check, not only is hitting those personal goals for health, fitness, weight loss, whatever your goal is, not only is that going to build your confidence in yourself because you start to be like, damn girl, but you also, it's building your confidence in the products and what you have to offer to people, because there's nothing more powerful than your own story when you're talking to people. Maybe you wrote a post that you were like, God, I mean, I just like shared my heart and I'm feeling it, and I'm going to pat myself on the back, because you shared part of your story. That is something that you can add those things up. Those things matter every day more than any Success Club goal, more than any rank goal. Those small victories that you can start to think for yourself or for your team, that's what's important. If your coach made an awesome post, share that shit in the Misfit page. Kelly did that recently with one of Abby's posts. It was amazing. Like, look at my girl Abby. She's been doing this for less than 2 weeks, and look at how great she did on this invite post. Share that stuff. Celebrate you and your coach's small victories along the way, because that is the stuff that's going to build confidence. What else? Oh, a really good one. Maybe you hit your first team cycle bonus. Like, you got your first $14 on a team cycle bonus. That's great. That's you building a team. That's you starting to get that cycle bonus. My weekly paychecks now are usually about 50-50, and sometimes my team cycle bonus is more than my commission from direct sales. So that first one, that is a great feeling, because you're on your way. You're already getting the cycle bonus. You're going to keep getting them. Or maybe you had your first one-on-one talk with someone, or your first one-on-one talk with someone in a long time to tell them about the challenge group or to tell them about the business. And maybe you're terrified as shit, or your new coach is terrified as shit to have this conversation. You all know where that place was back when you first started, where the first person commented on your open for business or I'm doing this thing, who wants to come join me post, and you go talk to them for the first time, that first person, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I'm going to say the wrong thing. First of all, celebrate that they did that, or celebrate that you personally did it. But also remember, I say it all the time, but you're never going to say the wrong thing to the right person, and you're never going to say the right thing to the wrong person. So go into it feeling confident in our products, the company, and yourself, and what you have to offer with this community, and that conversation is going to be fine. The other thing I want to talk about is, if at the end of the day, believe in yourself. A great way to overcome it is personal development. And I'm the first one to admit to you, I don't do personal development every single day. But I do usually make up for, I'll do big chunks of personal development. I do like an hour at a time when I do listen to personal development. But personal development, I can't tell you what that needs to look like for you, because it is personal. So everyone struggles with their own self-confidence concerns or issues. Everyone struggles with their own demons. You have to really take a look at yourself and think, like, what do I struggle with most? Is it talking to people because I'm an introvert? Because I don't really relate to introverts. I'm a super big time extrovert. I'm an introvert, and I need to understand how to work a business as an introvert, and how to do that, and how can that look, and maybe read a book from another introvert who is an entrepreneur, or listen to a podcast. I mean, there's so much out there that you can listen to or watch or read that will help you in the personal development arena. And if you just really are struggling, you're like, I have no idea where to start. Yeah, tons of suggestions. You can go search PD in Misfit page. You can search in the Dynamic Force page, or you can say, here's what I'm struggling with. I need ideas, you guys, and post that in the page, and people will help you. But again, like, understand it's personal. So you have to resonate with that book or with that person you're going to go listen to for it to benefit you. What else do I have here? All right. So one more thing, and then I'm gonna get into like some tips on how you can work to build some more confidence. But we all become exactly what we believe. So if you believe that you can do all things, that you can walk in this world, then you can walk in this world understanding that no matter what obstacles are in your path, you can still accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish. So get real with that goal, those small victory goals, and believe in yourself that you can do it, and you're going to be able to do it. It's belief, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. That's also one of my favorite quotes because it's so true. If you don't think you're going to be successful in coaching, you're not ever going to be successful. That's just the reality of it. But if you believe at the end of the day, you believe in us, you believe in yourself, you believe in this company, the products, the community, and when you start talking to people about it, you're going to be successful with it. So now I want to go into really quickly, I think it's like 6 suggestions. I don't know, something like that. You guys know how I like to have things structured. So number 1 is to confront your fears. Your fears are there for a reason. Fears are ingrained in us. They're there to protect us from pain, whether that's physical pain, mental pain, or emotional pain. But here's the thing about fear. Just like a house alarm or a car alarm, fear is there to, you turn it on and it's there to keep everything out. So the problem with it is that fear is also going, its goal is to protect you, or its objective is to protect you. So it's not going to notice when it's blocking out something good. So you have to understand that you have to let go of some of those fears because your fears are blocking out what could be good coming to you. And the most crippling fear and anxiety is actually coming usually from a place of lack of practice or understanding of something. And I've noticed that in the nursing field. I've noticed that in my own self, that maybe I'm terrified to get up and give a speech one day, and it's usually because I didn't practice it, or I'm nervous about a team call, and it's usually because I didn't like prepare something and I feel ill prepared. That's usually where fear comes from. So if you confront that fear of like, I just need practice with this, then you're going to get better with it, and that fear is going to start to dissolve. But you have to be willing to identify it and start working towards breaking that fear down. Okay. So number 2 is own your strengths, because, and I think my favorite way to compare to give an analogy of this is that negatives are going to beat out positives every time. Our brains are like hardwired to, it takes our brains 4 times longer to process and store like a good memory versus a negative memory. It's just like science. I don't know, just trust me on it. And you are your own worst enemy. So you need to remind yourself all the time, daily, nonstop. Remind your coaches all the time, daily, nonstop, that they are awesome and they're kicking ass. But my favorite analogy for this is that if you, like, I am not a type of person who's going to leave a bad review for a place. It takes a lot for me to leave a bad review. But you know what else? I'm also not the kind of person that leaves a good review. So like ever, I don't think I've really ever left like a positive review on like a nail salon or a food place or whatever. But people, what do they look at the most when they go to Amazon reviews or Yelp reviews? You're looking for them. You're like, oh, I'm going to find it. Someone got a GI bug from eating here, or someone got a toenail infection from this nail place. I just know it. People look out and search for those negatives. So because that's just what we go to. So we hone in on. It's hard not to. So again, just like breaking that down and understanding that you have to break down those negatives and have more positives in their place. 3 is to set easily attainable goals. So set small goals. You know what, this week I'm going to, if it's a business goal, like to understand, I don't know what your guys' personal goals are. Again, this is all personal, and don't take what my example is as like what you should be using. But for me, I've had a really rough month out here, just being real with you guys and sharing that. I've had a rough month. I've had a rough few days. I've had a rough week. There's a lot of shit going on. Iran's like trying to bomb us and being retarded. Took care of a sexual assault patient yesterday. Like I'm just like fucking done with this place. So I just haven't been sharing on my social media. I didn't share for like 48 straight hours, which is like unheard of. And the last 3 years of being a coach. But and I haven't invited, I think, all month. I haven't talked to anybody. I have been taking up my time, soaking it up, binge watching some shows, just chilling, hanging out with my friends here. Like, I just needed a fucking break from something, right? And sometimes something's got to come off your plate. And for me, it was inviting this month because I just don't fucking feel it right now. So for me, also trying to clean up my potty mouth. For me, my goal is that I'm going to get back to a place. I'm probably not going to jump right back into 20 invites 5 days a week, but I'm setting a goal for starting Monday. I'm going to start inviting 5 people a day because it does make me feel good about my business when I'm doing that. And that's where I am. So set a small goal that you know you can attain. I'm not going to say starting Monday, I'm going to start inviting 40 people a day again, because you've got to get back into that groove. I know Monday will come and I'm not going to hit that goal. And I'm going to be like, see, fuck it. I just am not going to buy any more the rest of the week. Like, my brain works the same as your guys' brain. So don't think just because I do invite more people that I'm operating on some like magical level that you guys aren't. It's not the case. Or any coach out there for that instance. But I want to set an easily attainable goal. I know I can do 5 people in 10 minutes. So I know I can set that goal. I know I can reach it. I'm going to start that on Monday. Bam, that's my goal. Think about what your goal can be. Set a small goal and hit that goal. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to make you feel a sense of accomplishment. And that's going to start to boost that confidence level. Number 4 is to help someone. So we don't always have to keep reaching out to people that are new. It's like I said, who fucking cares if you hit Success Club? Who fucking cares if you go Emerald? Yeah, all that stuff is great. But you know what else is great? To take the people that have already joined you, whether it's a coach on your team or whether it's a person in Mind, Body, Soul or Priority Me Project, latch onto them and see how they're doing. Go help somebody that you already have. Don't forget about those people. A lot of times I think the other big teams that like push for Success Club, like, you got to hit Success Club 25, whatever, because those people probably aren't following up with the people that joined them 3 months ago or even last month or even a week ago. So go back. Don't forget about your people that have already committed to you and to themselves, and go and just, hey, what can I do to help you? The helping someone else is one of the best, most empowering things you can do. And it makes you feel so good that it automatically boosts your own confidence level like tenfold. Number 5, separate your weaknesses. Negativity isn't just going to fall away. So again, kind of like what I just talked to you guys about, just because I do hit goals and just because I am there, I still get into that negative space. I still feel sometimes like, okay, I'm not going to lie, I let it get to me. We had the coaching sneak peek and I had like 10 people in there. I didn't have one single person sign up. And I thought for sure like 7 of them were going to sign up because they were so committed before the sneak peek. So instead of letting that negative affirmation, I mean, I did let it kind of get to me because it's natural. I'm human. I did let it like, God, that sucks. I mean, I didn't dwell on it, but it was like, oh, that sucks. You start to creep in those questions of like, am I ever going to grow this team that I want? Am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to have, diamonds under me? Am I ever going to get there? I don't know if I am. I think what if I suck at this? And I'm going to get home and I'm quitting nursing and I'm quitting the Army. And what if I'm just not going to make enough money for my family? And those fears creep in for everybody. It doesn't matter if you are a Emerald coach on this team, if you're a brand new coach, if you're a coach, rank coach, if you're a diamond, if you are a millionaire out there in the world, everybody has those negatives in their brain and has to overcome them. But even people who have those, who are like, you think on the outside in, look like they're just doing amazing and killing it at life and killing it at everything, they have to affirm and reinforce their strengths every day, because they can just as easily fall completely apart from one negative person saying something to them, one negative remark, one negative comment, just like you can. So again, Oprah isn't any more special than I am. And I'm sorry, she's not. She just has learned how to think. I don't know what I was going to do there. Just doing something weird with my hands, like framing in my brain. She has learned how to think. I'm like, voguing. We can bring Madonna into this conversation too. She has learned to trick the brain and like push out those negative things, because you can't just let that shit get to you every day. If you do, you ain't gonna go anywhere. And that is not, you guys, that's not just in this business, that's in freaking life. You know, as moms, you feel like one person said something wrong to you, or someone gave you their side eye at car pickup line like they did me, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, because I never pick up or drop off my kids, and I'm like looking like a dumbass, and I've got these moms honking at me, and I'm like, oh my god, I suck, I'm the worst mom ever. Like, there's so much in life that can make us feel inadequate and insignificant, and like we can't do it. But if you let that shit, you gotta be like, you know what, my kid said that I'm like the best mom ever. Yeah, when, like, you gotta just celebrate those small things, because you gotta let the big thing, those little things build up that are good affirmations, because those one negative comments, 1 in 3 months that you get, it will tear you down. You can't let it happen. Let's see. And then also think about the things that, there are things in life that you can change, and there's things in life that you can't change. So I'm sorry, but you really can't change. I'm trying to think of something that's appropriate, because a lot of physical things you can't change. What's a good one?
You can't change your parents. You can't change where you were born. You can't.
Yes.
You can change where you live now, but you can't change your past. You cannot dwell there.
Yes. If you grew up.
Gabrielle Bernsteining on you. I'm sorry. Sorry.
At first I was going to be like, you can't change the color of your eyes. And I was like, shit, you can get contacts.
You kind of can. That, like, she goes on and on. She's like, you try and think of the things you can't control. You can control. You can manifest. You can be present. And I'm like,
yes, you can affirm yourself every day, and you should, because you deserve that. And then number 6 is to stop comparing. I say this all the time. Every person is unique and capable of reaching success. Don't compare yourself to the next person, because you are just as capable as them. I already said it. I already said Oprah ain't special. She ain't more special than I am, okay? And embrace the gifts that you do have and use them to the fullest. Like, only you can, because you are unique. So only you can use your gifts to the fullest. No one else can do it like you can. And then number 7 is to look confident. That's huge. If you walk into a place, or you go into a DM and you're confident, that energy is going to be felt. It's going to be seen if it's in person. So that's what I have for you guys. It's a quick down and dirty. Please feel free to unmute.
So, funny story related to what you just said. Sophie was reading my journal today, and she goes, I opened your journal, and you know what it said? It said, and she wouldn't say it. It said, I feel sexy. You wrote that. And I was like, damn right I did, girl. And I was like, first of all, why are you in my journal? Get out of my journal. It was so funny. She thought I had said like a bad word. She was like, Mom, you said, I was like, there ain't nothing, well, you shouldn't be saying that, but there ain't nothing wrong with that word.
Oh, God.
y'all have to imagine the affirmations I have to say to go into public with my social anxiety. I have to be like, they are not looking at me. They are doing their own thing. I can make small talk.
I want to get this app.
Spirit Junkie, it's $1.99. It's Gabrielle Bernstein's daily affirmation app.
You have it?
Are you on your group?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have
your
Spirit
roomie
Junkie?
has it?
Oh, no.
So it's a
So
different
now
one. So
it's
like
like
September,
go ahead.
the September ones are, I'm ready to receive love. My day unfolds with ease. That's like, I wrote that like 95 places yesterday. Stillness is the key to success. The people in my life support me. Each person I encounter offers me a spiritual assignment to strengthen my faith in love. When I want more for others, I am catapulted into an energy of abundance. So like her whole new book is about, she goes into like, whatever you're fearing it from a place of lack. So if you give that to other people, so like you're fearing that people are going to judge you, you release the judgment you have for other people and show them.
Oh, I'll let everyone smile. Sorry, that was rude. You're like,
I know, I paused special so you could get like a
smile. Got it. I'm actually
but
in
like
today,
if you
so-
just pause and start loving on people, you'll feel less judged.
I
I
love
take
that.
action with faith and clarity. Anyhow, her new book is fire. You have
so good.
Audible.
Like, not to like vomit all the Gabby on you because we just started it today, but it's I feel like I could go on and talk about the fucking universe and like manifesting, but it's so true how I love that I actually kind of love that your talk was postponed a week because I feel like I've been surrounded by so much and for like so many downloads today all about belief, and it's just so beautiful how things just align up. But one of the things she says in her book, it's a 3-step method, and I think I do this daily subconsciously, which I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like I've like matured so much spiritually because I like do it in my tracks, but it's such a great way when you're working on belief, because as soon as those fears come in, she says to do 3 things, and it's very simple. Notice the fear, like don't dwell in the drama, notice it, forgive it, and choose again. So, okay, so for example, for me, one of the things I'm really working through is even though we bought our dream home and even though we have money in savings, I am growing fear again around there's not going to be enough money. There's not going to be enough money for me to buy my sectional that I want. There's not going to be enough money for like the money's going to run out. Like, you know, so before I
So
even
what if the money runs out? You'll
So
sell
before I even
Haley.
let that,
It'll
like,
be fine.
fester, before I even let that like fester or grow into something that could have been like a daily anxiety problem for me, I was like, friend, that's so dumb. There's always enough.
Mhm.
And the only reason why that thought was so easy to stop because of the PD I've surrounded myself with, because of the trainings I've done, because of like, it's not like you just, when you start coaching, you're like, oh, I'm this magical human being that can manifest whatever I want. No, like it requires practice, just like anything else in life. And I shared today on a post that like when I first started doing journaling and meditation and affirmations, I thought it was so freaking silly. Like it felt so weird to me to sit in a room with a Calm app on and listen to Tamara talk to me. But now it's such a beautiful place. Like I don't think me and Ogle will never forget our first like real meditation with like I can remember the smell of the room and the smell of the oils and
The orange
how
oil.
it was kind of cold in there because the AC
Always
was up a little bit. Like
orange
I'll
oil.
never forget that moment because we were in that moment.
Mhm.
And
And it's what we
I've
needed.
been watching a Netflix. It's what we needed that day, right? And it's like practice, 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 practice. And if you ever read any literature about monks and like their brain from like their continual meditation, it'll blow your mind how they have physically changed their brain chemistry because of their meditation. It's just like, and they meditate for hours. So if it feels funny to journal, if it feels funny to sit still, like I promise you, if you just keep working on it, it'll slowly and slowly and slowly become ingrained in who you are. And then you won't have a disbelief of confidence. You won't have a fear. Like when I think now of fear of this business, like when you were talking tonight, I was like, I'm going to jump on and support Laura, you know, because I know like I can say the 3 of us are probably at a point now where I would talk to anybody and their mom about Beachbody and Shakeology and BOD and not for a second stutter because I believe in this company and these products and this community through and through and through and through and through. But there was a time where I'd be like, I don't want to tell you how much this challenge pack costs because I think it's kind of expensive. Like, you know, but when you get over those humps and you get over that fear and you tell that fear to go away and it can't come back, it's so free.
Yeah.
It's so free. But yeah, it's daily. what did Gabby say today? She was like, when I announced that I was writing this new book, I needed it more than you guys needed it because I've written 7 books on spiritual awakening and I was in a rut. Like even like Oprah and the people still go through like ebbs and flows and have to practice being present and that aligned life, or, you know, you don't just wake up one day and become like a magical unicorn. At least I haven't experienced that yet.
My horn, I have to keep it filed down. So anybody wants to, so here's the thing. First of all, if you don't already meditate, I'm not telling you you have to meditate, but there are multiple meditation methods. And I really identify with the girl in the Calm app. I cannot with Deepak Chopra and his 20-minute meditations. I'm like, sir, Tamara can get me there in 10 minutes. Sir, does this say 18 minutes? And then he talks the whole time, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep, right? So maybe I could do it now, but like Deepak and Oprah are always running free trials. They basically run a 21-day free sample monthly. It's just something different focused. We've actually done them in Priority Me Project. It's been a while. So there's that. I can send you sorry, I was distracted by Kelly's comment. I'm like, I have to read that. I can send you a 30-day free trial of Calm for anybody that's interested. And I would not start with her daily meditation. I would start with, there's a beginner series in your first 7 days. And like, I think you meditate for a minute, and then it's 2 minutes, and then it's 3 minutes. And she builds you up to the daily meditation at the end of the week. But that app is like Headspace. There's all different genres. Like you can do a series on anxiety, you can do a series on sleep. So I would encourage you guys to learn to be quiet with yourself, because if you're in Priority Me Project and you saw my post, I've gotten into this rut of conditional responses, and I've gotten into a rabbit hole with my Enneagram. Thanks, Kelly. We started obsessing over our Enneagrams a couple of weeks ago, and as an 8, so an 8, a 9, and a 1. Does anybody know their Enneagram? What's your Enneagram? You're a 6? You're a 2. Well, we're a perfect match, Lindsay. 8s and 2s are a perfect match. We're the only perfect match Enneagram. Like, they're like an 8 with no wing and a 2 with any kind of wing. Perfect match.
I've got a 6
The 2s
and a
need to
9.
be told to take I'm going to need you to like take the emotion and ratchet it down a little bit. But, like, it was just factual. Like an 8's just like, is
Hold
the
on,
fact
Andrea,
man.
what were you, Lindsay? Andrea was a 6. What were you?
Lindsay's a 2. I told her.
I'm a 2 with a 6 and 9 wing. Like it's like
Okay.
a balanced wing between the two.
Interesting.
How do you do this? How do I figure out what my thing
Just
is?
go to Enneagram test
Just
and
Google
do
it.
the top one. Don't do the Trulity one. One of them told me I was a 9. I was like, no, I'm not. Anyhow, my natural center is anger. Y'all's natural center is fear. My natural center is anger. So like my gut response, my conditioned response is always going to be anger. Like, why would you do that to me? Like this self-protective kind of defensiveness. And so really focusing on that's not my intuition. That's my conditioned response, right? Like you can use these tools to help transform so many parts of your life, and then you really have value to share with people. But I'm digging into that right now. So when you go to my Instagram, it's not like I'm an Enneagram 8, and what I've learned is that I have an anger center, right? But because I'm in this discovery phase, and it's okay to have discovery phases where you're trying to figure it out and you're clawing out of something because other people are going to have something they need to claw out of, and you can pave that way and then teach them what you did. You don't have to have all the answers for everybody.
I think they're really successful coaches. Like when I mean
You're frozen.
money wise and rank wise, the only thing they did different was they figured out my back now.
Yeah. You've been back. You're
I
good.
think they figured out how to get to that state of belief quicker. Even if it was like kind of fake belief, you believed them on social media. And whether that means that they just happen to come upon it quicker, maybe they already believed a lot in themselves when they started, maybe they listened to a really good training that they just heard at the right time on the right day and they were ready to receive it. Like, it's not like they're anything special. They just got to that place of belief and it clicked and they kept going. You know, there's that mix of belief. I mean, there's that combo of like belief and hard work. Like the people that are highly successful, it wasn't the team they were on, it wasn't their Instagram feed, it wasn't any of those things that any of us could learn and do. It's that even when they weren't hitting the numbers, they believed they were hitting the numbers. And even when they weren't making the income, they believed they were hitting the income. And I know when I first started learning about all that stuff, I thought it was a crock of shit. I was like, how am I supposed to believe or feel or smell or do all those things, but it's going to be like to achieve all those things? Like, how do you envision something that you don't have or haven't had before? But when you get so close to who you are as a human, you feel those things and you smell those things and it happens naturally. Like, it's such a beautiful thing when you get so connected with who you are as a person. And I think it's such a great thing because you can teach that to anyone, whether they believe in God, whether they don't, you know, you don't have to have a spiritual religious
Energy is,
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, to go back to the meditation part, I used to think that was very like woo woo and like, oh, I don't understand like what's happening with those people. They're just in this weird place in their mind and they're detached. But what I didn't understand is you're actually more present in your mind and body. And what I like about it, I do the daily Calm on the Calm app. I love her voice. What I love about it, and I set a reminder on my phone to do it at 3 a.m., but I love that it's the only time that I'm guaranteed 10 minutes in the day to just sit and be quiet and just breathe and focus on my breath. And like just that alone, speaking from a health standpoint, is so good. Like recruiting the alveoli and like just taking those really deep breaths. It's good for your lung health. It's good for your oxygenation. It's good for everything. And that for me is like, it's just it's my only time of the day that I'm just quiet. And then I love that the only thing you have to do is focus on your breath. And then as your mind starts to wander away from that connection with feeling the breath going in your nose and to the back of your mouth, and you start to really feel like, oh my God, I feel the air going all the way down here into my chest. Once you start creeping away from that, you start thinking about 500 million other things. There's a reminder in there to, now let's take it back to your breath. If you've strayed, if you've started, and it's not like it's a bad thing if you start straying and thinking about things, that's okay. And sometimes it is harder for me to quiet my mind and not think about what I have to do tomorrow and what I did today and what I have to do next week, because that's natural to do. But it's just really nice to sit there for 10 minutes and just not have to think. And the 10 minutes goes by pretty quick. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, did I take a little nap in that 10 minutes? Like what? That went by so fast. I don't even know how that happened. Yeah, it's not foo-foo. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It's or woo-woo, not foo-foo. And what else? I was going to say something else. I think just
a heads up, Laura, wherever your microphone is when you were talking, like if it's down here, you might want to be careful because when it rubs, it like you have a lot of microphone noise.
It's just like regular headphones, so there's no microphone in it.
Yeah, it's usually is it in this part or is it in this part? It's somewhere.
It was somewhere. There was microphone noise.
Oh, I wonder if it's in one of the buds and it was when just don't wear a hoodie on the Misfit call, maybe.
Oh, like it hit the.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, so I can do this.
Yeah.
It almost was like it was close to your laptop or something, or whatever is below you, like when you're moving
might
your
just
papers.
New a set of Skull Candy headphones with the PX or something that have a microphone right here, because I have my Apple ones, but it's the iPhone 8 Apple headphones that only plug into it's got the port like the charger. Anyways, I'll figure it out.
Oh, they're wired.
Yes, but I have to be on the team call on my laptop because I don't like it being on iPad because it's weird. You don't get to see everything. I don't like it. No, I was going to say, like, you know, not to keep the call going, but talking about fears, like, I'm at such a pivotal moment in my life right now that there's so much going on. And like, I'm leaving Iraq. I have to go home, which is obviously it's the best thing ever. But like, I have fear around going home and fear around, what is it going to be like to reintegrate back into the house after 9 months is a long fucking time away. Reintegrating back into home life, and like I haven't been hugged in an intimate way or kissed in 9 months. Like turning that back on, like, am I going to be weird with Randy the first time that we're together? Like all of that is a fear that I have inside. I have this fear about getting out of the Army, but the thing with the fears is like what I can start to focus on is there's way more excitement, positives over those situations than there is fear. Like getting out of the Army and being able to go forward and hopefully just teaching online for nursing for part-time work and coaching the rest of the time. That's something I've been talking about as a goal of mine for how long? Like since 2015, 2016 was when it really solidified with you guys. And here I am, like, that's a lot of fear to finally be at that point where you're like, I'm jumping off the cliff finally. I'm doing it. I'm taking that leap. It's fearful, but way more than it being fearful, I am so unbelievably excited for that moment of like, I'm done. I'm no longer in the Army and I don't have to get a full-time job and I'm doing this like for real. Like that is very exciting and feels so good. So I'm just trying to like tie this back in for you guys, that if you do have a fear around anything, just try to think about it and like, are you truly fearful of that situation or that outcome or that thing? Or are you more excited about it? Is there something to be excited about around it too? And like, are you scared to invite somebody? Well, how exciting would it be if you invited that person and they said yes? Like that's fun. That's exciting. And they're the next coach that joins the team, wants to come to Summit, and we get to hang out with them and they're really cool and they're awesome and they fit right in with us. That's way more exciting than the fear around that invite.
I'm so excited to see where your life is going to be like in like 6 months. And I think it's so beautiful because what you just said, like you're doing it not out of place of fear. And even though you recognize the fear, you're telling it to sit the fuck down because it's coming, like you're doing it for real this time because it's coming from a place of such love and joy. Even though of course the fear's there, but you're like, the universe has got my back. It's going to all work out. And I'm so motherfucking excited. And that's like when everything's just going to like, because you're ready for whatever is coming your way. And
I'm telling you, like my brain, this is proof of like affirmations and how my brain has started to remap. That I was, oddly enough, taking a shower today. That's my thinking time. I was taking a shower and thinking in the shower about my church back at home and how I'm so excited to get back home and start singing in the church again, the choir, and how I want to have such a bigger role there. And I'm going to have the time to be able to actually do that. But along with just my time, being able to give my time to it, I was also thinking about the church and how it's a very old fashioned church. It has not been renovated in, I don't even like, the Sunday I get home is the 184th anniversary of our church. So it is that old and it has minimally been renovated over the years. So thinking of like bringing the church to 2020 and making it look like it's a church now. And I was like, oh, well, I'll be able to pay for the floors for the church. I'll be able to pay for this. I'll be able to pay for
Aw.
it. It wasn't even a question. It was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to pay for that. We're going to have to figure something out with my church about all this money I'm going to be giving to them because, like my father-in-law is the chairman, president, I don't know what he's called, of the whole church council. And like, well, I'm just going to have him figure something out because every week I'm going to be like making it rain on Wesley Chapel because that money's just going to be there. And that's what I want to do with it, and that it was just funny because I grew up poor. I grew up always thinking you had to fight for your money and you had to fight for just to put food on the table and have the roof over your head, and you had to work that crazy job. You had to get a job like a nurse to be able to provide for your family. And now I'm at this point of like, no, I don't. My whole brain and thinking around money has been remapped, and I don't think of it as like I don't have enough or there's not going to be enough. It's like, what am I going to be doing with all this excess money?
That's so beautiful.
Oh my God, I love that.
Time to do it. Let's go.
Because women that feel good do good, boo.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see. How many days are we?
I don't know, but I miss you so much.
I
Robbie
know, I'm
was
like, when can we drink wine?
how long
together?
until you drive up to her house and just like attack her? And are you going to wear clothes or are you going to be naked? Just be honest with me. And I was like,
Me wearing clothes or one of you wearing clothes?
me.
I'm really proud of my body right now, so I may not be wearing clothes.
I always wear clothes. Let's be honest. He says it to bother me.
We cannot wear clothes together. I don't mind not wearing clothes.
If I'm on schedule, I will be in Maryland in 24 days.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Kelly, is that the weekend you wanted me to come up to your house anyhow?
So weekend, I'll be home. It's a Tuesday. And that weekend is like the 26th, I think. And there's a big Ogle party that weekend. I'm just saying, y'all are welcome to come.
I mean, I'm always game for an Ogle party. I mean,
When?
No, it's not until November you're coming up. I'm coming to Richmond in October.
In November.
Ryan
1st,
and I are like
it's Ryan's engagement party, actually. That's in my homecoming. That's the purpose of the party.
beer pong partners. He's like, I'm gonna have to teach you how to talk smack. You're terrible at talking smack. And I'm like, I'm really good at hyping people up. And he's like, yeah, that's not what we do in this family. So I'm gonna need you to talk a little trash. And I was like, I'll be your hype man. I got nothing.
That's so exciting for Ryan.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That man has never talked about marriage before, ever. And I love Roxanne. She's freaking awesome.
Yay.
All right, ladies. Now I'll think of something else for next week. What do you guys want to hear about on the call? We got to come up with a good topic. It's got to be something good after this one. We'll come up with something. Oh, October, did you guys get the email? It's the Beat Your Best.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of fun. Maybe have like some sort of team incentive thing. Talk about that. Hi. For people. Hi. All right, ladies. Love you all.
Ladies, good
Love
night.
you. Bye.
Bye.